You are listening to episode 1 of the 3 Count Podcast, the podcast which covers the week's events in the world of wrestling. So let's get started.
This is the 3 Count Podcast with your hosts, Aaron Phelan, Adam Barlow, and Michael Titley.
Hey everybody, Aaron here with Adam and Mike.
You alright?
Alright.
Welcome to the 3 Count Podcast. You're tuning into the inaugural episode, so thanks for coming. The 3 Count Podcast is produced every week for your enjoyment and our amusement. Be sure to come back often and feel free to subscribe to the podcast by whatever method you may be accessing it. Now let's get into the show. So guys, we had Fastlane last Sunday, didn't we?
We did.
Overall thoughts?
It was alright.
Pretty good.
Decent
Enjoyed it.
pay-per-view. It's not one of the strongest WWE have put out in the past year, but, you know,
Well, it was no Elimination Chamber.
definitely not. I never thought I'd say I missed the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view, but, you know...
In a way, I'm kind of glad that there's no gimmick pay-per-view for it anymore, because I hate forced...
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
those kind of matches when they're
Yeah,
forced.
like Hell in a Cell. That really annoys me, that one.
Yeah. I don't understand why they introduced gimmick pay-per-views. It just seems like a really odd decision to make, I suppose, but...
Was Hell in a Cell the first one, or was it Elimination Chamber?
I
don't know.
honestly can't remember.
And then they went all out, Money in the Bank and TLC.
TLC, yeah.
TLCS, my bad.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Don't forget the stairs.
Good show overall, though. Like, one thing I was really impressed with, which I've, like, not mentioned yet, but, the camera work, was anyone not, like, really impressed with that?
Yeah, the slow motion videos were brilliant.
Yeah, like the new camera they've introduced on the turnbuckles. I mean, the quality of it isn't exactly amazing at the minute. It's like 480p or whatever, but, you know, it's a good idea to bring into it.
And they kept showing, like connecting shots in slow motion. Like Big Show's KO punch, like, they proper slowed it down and you saw it, like, mush into his face.
Yeah, it seems like they've got higher frame rate cameras now as well, which seems really good effects for slow-mo, which is brilliant.
Normally, what I notice when they do a slow motion video is, say, if it's like someone on the turnbuckle doing a flip or whatever, they'll slow it down and then just about is about to hit.
Yeah.
Then they'll speed it up and it's a bit not great.
Yeah. So, I think we need to talk about the main event with Roman Reigns and Daniel Bryan.
Of course.
Very controversial.
You know me, I'm a big Reigns fan. I personally don't mind. I thought the match was great, and I'm happy Reigns won.
Well,
go on, Mike.
It was more of like, you know, I've drawn to death, I'll be burned alive, so... But it weren't a bad match.
It was a good match. I'll give them that. It was a very good match. So I can just say I wasn't happy with the outcome as a big Bryan fan. I felt it was for Roman to be the first guy to ever kick out of the knee plus as well, which was a bit...
John Cena kicked out of.
He was the first, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's the first guy to ever kick out of it. And then Bryan is beaten with one spear, which did get me quite annoyed. But, you know,
he's been out for a year, to be fair, though. What annoys me about that main event, though, is one of them's main event in WrestleMania. And it's like they've hardly wrestled all year, and then they've just come back and done that.
It's the future, Mike.
Exactly.
Yeah, but the future is for the future. Now we want someone better.
Like?
Not better, but like...
Yeah, come on, Mike.
Someone who's been all year.
Come on, say it. I know you want to say it.
Well, I personally think John Cena should have been
As you can tell, Mike is a big Cena mark.
If this was live, we'd have just lost all the viewers right now.
Yeah,
or listeners, I should
Who
say.
gives a shit?
Oh, God. Wow.
Now I'm like, don't hate the player, hate the game.
Oh, God. Rusev versus Cena. What do we think of that?
Loved it. Oh, of course you didn't.
It weren't even because Cena got beat, because I knew he was going to get beat, and that weren't the issue. I just didn't like the way the match ended. Not because he lost by a submission. It was just the way, like, it was just so shitty. Like,
how else could they have done it though?
Yeah.
I'd have much rather him been pinned by Rusev. I'd rather him just do the elbow thing and then kicked in the head.
Yeah.
And then lost.
Yeah,
that
true.
would have been a bad thing for me because you think he's a kick to the head. But the submission thing, it was just like,
I see where you're coming from with that one, really.
But if he had pinned him clean, then there'd have been no reason for him to have a rematch. At least with this, there's still something to prove because it wasn't a clean win.
Yeah, but it wouldn't have been a clean. What I meant was say the line of distraction, the low blow, and then the.
Oh right, okay, fair.
I don't mean an actual clean win. I mean just a pinned win.
No, because no one gets a clean win on Cena, do they?
Shouldn't know. They need. Well, you'll be pissed off when it's Roman Reigns in a few years.
I will not be pissed off. I like Reigns, but one thing I do want to point out with that match, though, or I should say the aftermath of it. Is it just me that's sort of getting a bit annoyed with how Michael Cole has to keep reminding everyone that even though he didn't give up, he still lost by submission?
Yeah.
They seem really intent on making sure that we know that.
I suppose that's maybe part of the long-term plan to put Rusev over as a big star. I mean, I don't exactly know what the full future plan is with Rusev, if they've got a long-term plan, which seems very unlikely with WWE, but maybe they're trying to emphasize the point that he is the guy that's beat Cena by submission, which is the first time in 10 years. So
yeah,
I think what annoys me about Rusev is like when he started, he was Alexander Rusev from Bulgaria. Then they changed him to Rusev, residing in Russia.
Yeah.
Then he was undefeated. Then he got beat because he DQ'd himself, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they made the big issue that he's never been pinned or submitted, but he has lost. And now they're saying he's undefeated again.
Well, as he technically is.
He lost a match. No, but you can't keep saying that like, he's undefeated apart from that one DQ, and then just go, yeah.
Well, he's had a few DQs, I think.
That's what I mean, but like they can't just say, he's undefeated. He has been defeated. So
it's not really definitive defeat.
Well, yeah, the way they're trying to put it over is the fact that he's never been pinned or submitted, so it's not in their technical world. It's not a defeat, really.
Does anyone think he's going to face The Rock at Mania?
I've considered it.
It's possible.
I think it's very possible, but I don't know. With the way recent Raw has gone, I think he possibly would be fighting Cena again.
Hey, you know what's funny though? It was right about Goldust at the pay-per-view against Stardust.
I was very surprised at that ending.
A very good performance from the referee, I might add, but I was right.
That referee is...
Fire that ref.
I could have done a better job pinning that. Christ.
So Mike, favourite match of the night? For Fastlane?
Difficult. I couldn't even. I don't know. You know, it's a tough one because I didn't enjoy it, but I didn't really. There was no standout matches that I really enjoyed.
There wasn't any stellar matches, but I would say we got a couple of decent matches on the card.
The Authority versus Team Cena.
Team Cena.
Well,
yeah, the reminiscent, the afterthought of Team Cena, Dolph, Eric Rowan, and Ryback.
That's what I hate them all now because of that.
It's not exactly their fault, is it?
No, but it's just stupid. What's the point of having them? Yeah, they literally should be called Team Cena when they go to the ring. It's like New Day, they should be Team Cena.
Why should New Day be Team Cena?
No, I'm saying like New Day. There's only two in the ring, but they're called New Day.
Yeah.
What about you?
Team Cena's throwback.
What about you then, Aaron? Favourite match?
I would say I enjoyed up until the end the most Roman and Bryan, but that ending just really infuriated me. But
it'd have been better if Sheamus came in.
No, it really wouldn't. Really wouldn't.
I was waiting for that, but
I was waiting for it and glad it didn't happen.
I just thought Aaron don't like Irish people. That's why I don't like Sheamus.
My dad's Irish.
we got Orton. We can't complain. We got Orton back.
Everyone forgot about Orton though. No one came into a thought of him coming back.
Yeah, it did.
People were chanting it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have had a bet on Seth Rollins if I knew Orton was coming back.
Really?
No, I'd have backed Seth Rollins.
Oh well, I didn't know you didn't know.
He doesn't read the dirt sheets, do you?
No, I don't read the dirt sheet. I'm not part of the IWQ, to be honest
with
you. I went there.
You do know that the people who will be listening to this will be a part of the IWC. And you're insulting the fan base, but okay.
Yeah, right, well,
that's fine. That's your gimmick. You're the heel. You're the heel.
Yeah.
Not a heel, just...
You're a tweener, Mike.
I'm a tweener, thanks.
Oh.
Not pretty quick, is it?
So anyway, decent pay-per-view Fastlane, but I think we should move on to the fallout now on Raw, which let's get into
Sting.
that promo with Heyman and
Oops.
and Roman. It was, oh god, I don't know.
I can imagine as a Reigns hater, you found that very.
I felt it was a very, very forced promo.
Very forced, yeah.
Very forced. The fact that Heyman, and I don't think he was being sarcastic, because with Heyman you can usually tell when he's being sarcastic.
Yeah.
He seemed to be being forced to put
Yeah.
Roman over big time over everybody that's ever come before him, which I think is it's just very forced, and it's definitely, I hate to use the term, but making Roman look strong. And obviously I understand
Really strong.
yeah, really I understand that Heyman is trying to build Roman up as a big opponent for Brock.
Yeah.
And I get that fact, but I don't think it needed to be done the way it was. I mean, what are your guys' thoughts on it?
I just genuinely think that, like, the whole Roman Reigns versus Brock just pisses me off. Because, no, but it's not because I don't like Roman. It's just because Brock Lesnar defeats the Streak, makes Cena look puny, like, beats him twice. The first match, it was utter dominance.
Yeah.
He's beat everyone in his path, and then Roman Reigns comes along and beats him.
Yeah, because, I mean, let's face it, it's very likely that Reigns is going to be the guy to beat Brock.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it seems a case of Vince is picking this guy, he's going full blown 100% with this guy, and he doesn't want to let anything stop him.
Yeah, he's been stubborn.
Like, yeah.
But do you remember he was Superstar of the Year and he wrestled one singles pay-per-view?
And I still find that really ridiculous. It's crazy.
I don't think that was genuine. I think what they did was like when they fixed talent contest and like you are actually voting. But say if you vote for Cena, you're actually voting for Reigns, and if you vote for Reigns, you're actually voting for another person. I do think they did that because no way on earth would people vote. I know people liked him before that.
I mean,
but no way they could vote him.
I mean, apparently the vote was legit, but I can see how it was distorted because the thing you're gonna get is Roman's got quite the targeted fan base, and the female and the young demographic, and I think with the vote, majority of them would have all voted for Reigns, whereas with the other guys that was listed, I mean, it was like guys like Brian. Was Brian nominated? I know Seth, Dean, them lot was. Yeah, they was all dominated. So they will split the vote. I mean, Lesnar. I still think Lesnar should have won Superstar of the Year. He had 2 big accomplishments that year, and how he didn't win, I don't know. But there we go.
But it's just a sticky situation. I do think though, like, I've never liked Roman Reigns. I was one of the people who didn't like the Shield.
One of the very few.
You didn't like the Shield?
No, but we know I didn't like the. I didn't like the Shield. Didn't like him I liked Seth Rollins a little bit. I didn't really. And then when the Shield disbanded, I liked Seth instantly. After a couple shows, I started to like Dean. I've just never liked Roman Reigns. I've just never liked him. I don't think he's anything special. I think he's big, and that's it. And this is the guy who's going to be, the head of everything. And it's just like
the man who runs the place.
Yeah, people don't like seeing him because he can't wrestle and all that shit, all that bollocks like that. He only has 5 moves. Roman Reigns only has 3.
Well, let's be fair. Those 3 moves are a lot better than Cena's 5.
What Superman punch?
The Superman punch is fucking dope, mate. Come on.
Why don't someone just block it and just beat the shit out of him like Big Show?
In the same way that everyone blocks the AA.
Yeah, Seth Rollins always blocks it. He jumps out of the way of it.
Oh, it's so rad that though.
Yeah, it is.
Johnny Nitro used to do that.
Shawn Michaels did it, if you remember, back in 2007, I think it was.
Yeah, I think it was.
When they had that match for an hour, and
yeah.
that was like the finishing moment. He like dived over the AA and
into a super kick, falls on the pin.
Yeah, I didn't enjoy that match.
That must have been a painful hour for you.
I can't remember that match. I don't know. That must have been the blip when I stopped watching it.
Yeah.
I think we've all had them blips where we don't watch it for about 6 months.
Of course.
Go on.
I was going to say, touch up on the Reigns promo, like, putting hatred aside. Like, he killed it on the mic. like for the first time ever.
I'll go so
Kellen
far
being
as say it's
the
probably his
word.
best promo, but
Yeah,
it
that's
still
what I mean.
wasn't anything, fantastic. But
Like when make my Samoan blood boil.
Oh, that was
Loved
awful.
it.
That
Loved
was
it.
awful. That
Wow.
was shocking. God, man.
it would be interesting to see how much his lines are actually fed to him by Vince. That would be really
That
interesting to
Samoa
see.
Blood thing was so bad, though. It was just, oh, God. When I heard that, I just thought, that's got to be some sort of, like, joke, that. And then when I saw his face, and I thought, he's actually said it. How is that, like, an appropriate thing to say?
Because he's Samoan, well, part Samoan.
Well, it was like if someone, like, said, I don't know, say Mark Henry went, I'm going to win 'cause it's Black History Month.
Well, would you rather him said suffering succotash again?
Yeah, because that's funny as fuck. It's just like, look at him saying that. Who does he think he is? Sylvester.
Alright then. I think we should move on from all this Reigns discussion anyway, and I think something that definitely needs to be spoken about is the Divas match, which lasted 30 seconds. Now,
Hashtag give divas a chance.
yeah,
Which one?
definitely.
The Page one. Lasted a bit
The
longer than
Bella
that.
Twins versus Emma and Paige, it lasted exactly 30 seconds.
Oh, yeah, it did, didn't it?
Which
It was awful.
is just a slap in the face to the Divas.
Was that not on Raw, that?
Yeah, that was on
Yeah,
Raw.
no,
On Raw, yeah. So I was just thinking that it was on Thingy then. Yeah, always is. They like to slap him in the face.
It's like, I mean, I don't know if any of you guys saw I think it was last week, I think it was Comic-Con conference, I think it was Brie that was saying it's ridiculous how the Divas are treated and they'd love to be in NXT simply for the amount of time that the Divas get down there, or the women get down there, I should say.
Yeah.
And I think that on Monday was kind of a slap in the face to say, you're speaking out about our division, this is what you get, and it's just all wrong, really.
I genuinely think that since Total Divas, that's when the Divas division got, like, to use the term, shit on more, because I think it's a terrible idea, because they're using storylines on the show.
Yeah.
Which is a real show, it's a reality show, it's not real. And they're using them storylines in the wrestling thing.
Yeah.
And it's silly, and they shouldn't be doing that.
I mean, the Divas division was in a bad enough state before Total Divas, but like you say, I think it has gotten worse since the program started.
But when Paige came along and it was Paige versus AJ, them matches were brilliant. Paige was great, I love Paige, but like, when she first came after AJ left, the competitors weren't good enough.
No.
Other than Alicia Fox, the matches weren't good enough. But then, when AJ came back, they had such good matches, but they overdid them.
Yeah.
And then by the time they stopped doing it, it was just like, you've overdid them. Why have you overdone these matches? These were brilliant matches, and you've overdone them.
Yeah, I see your point. I mean, what do you think about the matches they had, Adam?
Paige and AJ?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they were great. Loved them.
Good opinion, good long opinion there.
I was just thinking of, I'm trying to think when I realised the Divas division was shit.
when you saw Nikki Bella holding the championship.
I mean, let's give it to Nikki, actually. She has improved a hell of a lot recently.
Yeah, definitely. I'm also thinking, I hate the Divas title so much. That belt is awful.
Yeah,
I don't mind
really
it. It's better than WWE. It's better than, you know what though? I don't like the WWE. I don't like a lot of the championships. Like, I don't like the IC.
The IC's brilliant.
I don't like it. Everyone loves it. I don't like it. I don't like the what's it called?
Did you prefer the older one, the black strap? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, that wasn't a bad title as it was, but I do like the new one.
Cody Rhodes did us proud when he brought that out.
He did indeed.
It's another person I'm not too fond of, but yeah, right.
Cody's dead.
It's like when The Rock brought that championship. I was like, you couldn't have done. I don't like you anyway. You just couldn't have done anything. Stab me in the back. Just don't stab me 50 times.
I mean, come on, let's face it. Cena's spinner title was the most ugly thing I've ever seen.
Why? Why was it? It was great.
It span around.
That's the
bit. It was great for Cena in 2005. That was when 2005, wasn't it? He introduced that. It was great for him then. Like 12 years later, or however long it was, 13 years later, it just wasn't appropriate anymore.
But do you not remember when The Miz had it and he turned it into an L?
That was great.
Yeah, that was
genius.
Cool thing to do.
Edge's title was pretty good.
Yeah, that was good as well when he had the custom
I
bar
miss
in the
Edge.
middle. I think we all miss Edge. Shall we need to talk about Curtis Axel as well. I think he's killing it with this Axel Mania thing at the minute.
Fantastic.
Define killing it. Do you mean literally killing it, like he's killing himself, or what?
No, I mean I think he's took the ball and he's running with it.
Yeah.
And I think he's doing a
He
brilliant
took
job
it,
with
gone
it.
on with it. That's what he's done. It's buddy. It's weird.
It's great. I mean, let's face it. He wasn't relevant since his feud with Triple H, and
Still
it's this. I mean, I can't believe he actually had wins over Triple H on Raw, which is pretty crazy to think about. But
And
yeah,
John Cena.
and
just
John
saying.
Cena, yeah, of course.
Don't like to think about that.
Of course.
I mean, he hasn't really had much relevance apart from the Ryback thing, which was great. But since then, he hasn't really had anything, and I think
He
this
holds a
has
lot.
done wonders
Give it
for
to
him.
him though. He does hold a lot of records in the WWE.
Axel,
Yeah. Not now.
like
Whereas
what?
he's had the longest Royal Run thing ever, hasn't he? He had the longest stay in the Royal Rumble match.
He didn't have. He
He was,
has
like
that.
he was like 3 weeks.
He still has it, Mike.
He's still not
Right,
been eliminated.
Dean Ambrose eliminated him. We'll just count that
Like,
as
I really hope they play with this for next year's Royal Rumble.
It should be a long running thing. I saw someone say on Reddit with the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal at WrestleMania, they should do something with that as well to tie it in. I think that would be pretty
easily,
cool.
yeah.
If he like goes out under the middle rope or something and doesn't come back in, that would be pretty cool to do.
Or he just does like Kofi Kingston, use him one time every year.
What was his moment this year? It was the Rosebud one.
Yeah, it was with the Rosebuds, but it got completely overshadowed with the fact that it was just after Brian had been eliminated. So
How did Brian get eliminated? Oh, Bray threw him out, didn't
he like ran into him and knocked him off.
It was the best thing that could have happened to Bray though, like the heat.
Yeah, true, but I was still very annoyed at that. Did anyone else catch as well that Goldust came out straight after that and it said Shattered Dreams Productions on the screen?
Yeah.
I thought it was like the camera shot was Brian on the floor and then it just had Shattered Dreams in the background. I was like, they better done that on purpose.
But you know what I'm annoyed about? I know we're getting this Undertaker and Bray Wyatt thing, which I'm not happy with the Undertaker coming back. Not that I don't like him.
Oh, yeah.
Why didn't they do the Boogeyman versus Bray Wyatt?
To be honest, I feel that would have been better for the simple fact that I can't see Bray or Undertaker coming out well of this match. You know, whoever loses, I just don't see it doing well for either of them.
If Bray Wyatt, if Undertaker was still undefeated, it'd be a good match because it'd give him a nice push. But
Yeah.
Undertaker shouldn't be coming back now that he's got beat.
Well, what I think they should do, if they do have a match, I don't think they will have a match. I think they're just going to have like some kind of promo or something.
Do you think?
I just don't see like the state that he leaves the ring every year. He's been getting worse.
Well, yeah, true. That is very true.
Like said so.
I don't want to see him kill himself, kind of thing.
No.
I love Undertaker. He's like one of my all-time favorites.
I think everyone loves Undertaker.
How can you not?
Yeah, he's in my top 10, definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
He's not in your top 5.
There's a lot of people in my top 5. There's Cena.
There's lots of people. There
There's
should
lots
be
of-
5 people.
Ah, dickhead. I mean, there's a lot of people in contention to be in my top 5.
In contention.
In contention? Well, there's a lot to think about. Cena's obviously at the top.
Obviously.
There's Edge. Probably Jeff Hardy's up there.
Jeff Hardy.
I like Jeff Hardy.
Yeah,
Paige is
I'm just
definitely
surprised.
Even though she's only been here like less than a year, Paige is up there.
Yeah.
Loads. Kane's definitely in there.
That's the rule. You've got to have Kane and Big Show in your top 10 somewhere.
Big Show's probably a top. Yeah, he's in the top 10.
Even though, like, now they shouldn't be in the main events of things, but we can live with that, I suppose.
You know what, though? How good it would have been if Kane won the Rumble.
It would have been terrible.
Don't be stupid.
Try
No
and
one
convince
deserves it
me.
more than him.
Try and convince me how that would have been good.
Did you not see the way he took like a 5 on the one before the Rumble?
It wasn't.
Oh, yeah. That was
When Brock Lesnar had 5, the Big Show and Kane.
yeah,
Not together, but...
Yeah, but how does that deserve him a Royal Rumble win?
He's been there for like 20 years. No one's had more matches than him on Raw. No one's had more matches than him out. Full stop. No one's had more Royal Rumble elimination. Oh no, not eliminations.
That's
one
been
match.
beaten.
Oh yeah,
He's nearly beating Shawn Michaels. Is it Shawn Michaels?
Wait,
No,
he beat him, didn't he, this year? Yeah.
He did. Him and Kane, him and Big Show were chucking people out for fun.
Yeah, which was annoying. How they
Do you remember
dumped
when
like
Paul
all the
got
fan
knocked out?
favorites.
He just knocked him out and threw him out the ring. That was funny.
I enjoyed that. Not gonna lie, that was really great.
Who was the last two in the ring now with Roman Reigns when
Well, it was Reigns.
Reigns and Rusev, really,
Yeah,
and then The Rock came back for some reason.
to try and put Reigns over. Which is also adding. I hate adding to this Reigns hate because I hate just hating on people for no reason.
You're a hater. You hate seeing it. We're used to anyway.
But it feels wrong that they've got to bring The Rock back to put this guy over, and they've got to have Bryan shake his hand and give his approval to put this guy over. It's everything about his push is really forced, and that's what annoys me about it.
The best bit is that the amount of people he stepped on to get here. I mean, if Seth Rollins didn't have the Money in the Bank, I can't imagine him not being him not being in the main event this year.
he was Seth Rollins was like the one I least expected to be in the main event.
Yeah, definitely, and he's arguably doing the best out of the Shield at the minute.
He's killing it. He really is.
Yeah,
Stop saying killing it because it sounds like a bad thing to make. Like I killed that.
Okay.
All right. What do you want us to say instead, Mike?
Destroying it. I don't know.
History is being made. We're enforcing a new rule live.
I know, yeah.
I'll come up with some new words. I've quite got a lot of terms.
So,
I was going to say, do you think that Seth's going to cash in on Roman at Mania?
That would be dope.
That's the only way I want him to win. If he cashes in,
I feel he will cash in if Roman wins at Mania, but even if Roman doesn't win, I think he'll cash in on Brock. I just feel like he's going to be the first guy to do it at Mania.
I'm thinking that Brock either Roman Reigns going to beat Brock Lesnar and Brock Lesnar's just going to go super heel and start beating the living shite out of him. And then Seth Rollins is just going to kind of slime in and get it.
Speaking of Brock, did any of you see the news of him at UFC yesterday?
Oh yeah.
Picture. God, he's massive. I didn't realise he was that big in that suit. Jesus, it was like Mark Henry wearing a suit.
That's something I never thought I'd see. Brock Lesnar in a suit. That's incredible.
I never thought I'd see the current WWE champion on a UFC pay-per-view. That's pretty crazy. But
if that was anyone else, they'd be slaughtered.
Yeah.
One thing we should touch on is the Vigilante Sting.
Of course.
That's his full name now. It's official.
The Vigilante.
Mr. Sting, hashtag the Vigilante.
No, you got to say it like Michael Cole does. The Vigilante Sting.
I don't want to say anything like Michael Cole does, to be honest with you.
It's such a mad nickname to give him. I don't understand. I mean, I get they've given it him because of the whole Survivor Series thing, but couldn't they just stick with the Crow?
My impression of a crow. It's awful. But I just think that, with Sting, are they pushing for the networks? Are they getting the WCW stuff?
Maybe. Do you know what WCW is?
Yeah, do I know? Asshole.
Do you know what it stands for, Mike?
Yeah, it stands for wrestling something.
Yes.
Yes, I knew it did.
Spot on that one, Mike.
Wrestling. How close am I?
Very close.
You killed it.
It's World Championship Wrestling.
Oh, well, there you go.
You did it. I didn't think you'd do that.
I didn't want to actually seem like I knew nothing.
You had just about enough time to Google that, Mike.
I did, didn't I? I should have Googled it first off and just been like, yeah, I know what it is. No, I genuinely didn't know what it was. I mean, I only found it out about a week ago, but yeah, I don't know. It's not when you know. It's not where you know, it's when you know.
Did they do anything on Raw following the confrontation they had at Fastlane?
Yeah.
I don't even remember.
Hunter had a face like a slapped ass the whole night.
You just call him Hunter?
Yeah, because I'm Stephanie McMahon, call him Hunter. But I was going to say, and they just kept saying it. He was like, he's got a face like a. Well, they didn't say that, but he was like, because it must be because of Sting. Like, he's got other things to.
No, but did Triple H not do like a promo on it or anything like that?
I don't know. I think so. No, I didn't.
You know, it's bad when you genuinely cannot remember if something happened on Raw or not.
Just want to go on to what happened with the Usos and their rematch. It was quite a good match, to be honest. It was a good match at Fastlane. It worked quite as good on Raw.
Yeah.
It sort of touched on what it could be.
I mean, they got a decent amount of time with the match on Raw as well. I think they got like around 10 minutes as well, which is pretty good for tag matches these days that are not main event.
I still miss Miz and Mizdow though.
See, they're still kind of doing the bit together, which hopefully is leading to a match at Mania. So, I mean, we've got that at least.
Well, right now they're both confirmed for the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, but there could be like a spot in there.
Yeah, something could happen with that.
And then they have like a match at what comes after Mania, Extreme Rules?
Extreme Rules, yeah.
Yes. The Ascension, the streak is over. Courtesy of the Primetime Players, reunited. Thoughts on that?
I'm glad they're back together, because let's face it, on their own, they wasn't doing much except Titus with Slater Gator, which was pretty a good novelty thing. But yeah, I think these guys back together is the right call. They've got great chemistry together, and yeah, I'm glad to see them back together.
They don't do much in terms of though when they are actually together. It's a bit, I don't be slagging them off or anything, but they're a bit like...
You don't want to hurt the feelings, you know what I mean?
Don't hurt the feelings in case they're listening, in case they're, 3 Count Podcast listeners, but it's a bit of a boring tag team. There's nothing like,
I mean, Titus has got a hell of a lot of charisma. I mean, some of the stuff I've seen him do, like, on the backstage pass and stuff on YouTube and things, he's got a great personality, and I think they need to let them show that more on TV, because... I mean, considering Raw's 3 hours now, we really don't see a lot of personality developments, character developments, backstage and things like that, which is surprising, really, on a 3-hour show.
It's 3 hours, but don't forget how much advertisements or commercials, as they say in America, are on it, though. Because in America, it's something like 3 every 30 minutes, isn't it?
There's a lot of advertisements, a lot of Raw recaps sponsored by... Tortino's
Sponsored by Gillette, shave with Gillette.
Yeah.
You're a 14-year-old child and you've probably not started puberty yet.
I think...
Go get Daddy's razor and see if you can cut your face with it.
I think a full show without adverts is about 2 hours, 20 minutes.
No,
still a long time.
Yeah, it's still decent.
It's got to be less, sorry. It's got to be less than that.
Possibly. I mean, if you included all the Raw replays and stuff they do as well, and SmackDown replays, then... It makes me laugh that they do SmackDown replays when really there isn't much development on SmackDowns anymore, which is a shame, but...
To be fair, SmackDown is just like Raw. If you not watch Raw and you can't somehow find it, just watch SmackDown. Will tell you what all the good stuff that happens.
Yeah, SmackDown is now at the point where it's basically a 2-hour summary of Raw, which is a shame, but...
SmackDown a few years ago was an hour of Raw highlights, a quick match at the end, maybe a tag team match, a quick From the Vault, and then a few adverts, and that was the show. It was better than Raw quite a few years ago.
Did they have From the Vault in America? I was pretty sure
that's a
UK exclusive
UK thing. Yeah.
Oh, is it? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
For our English viewers.
So there you go, America.
Yeah,
they've changed that quite a lot as well. Like, it used to be they'd show matches that took place like 2 years from when the episode took place.
Yeah.
And then it went all the way to complete showing like 80s matches.
Yeah, really
but
old
showed
school.
Terrible matches. I remember when they showed Deuce and Domino's debut. It was like, no one wants to watch that.
Oh, whoa. Step back a minute.
They were awful.
Deuce and Domino were hands down my favourite team at that time.
They ruined Paul Kendrick and Brian London.
They were the first...
Brian London and Paul Kendrick.
They were the first wrestlers I ever saw live, and it was great.
I feel sorry for you.
Wow. It's a great gimmick. Loved it.
I always thought it was a pretty cool little gimmick.
It's unique. It's nothing... Never seen anything like it before.
Coming out in the car with Cherry on her roller skates. And...
In this podcast, I don't get backed up on it a lot, I'll be honest, to the viewers. Like, these two are sort of in cahoots with each other.
Yeah, there's conspiracies. We
go against my opinions.
We meet up and we this is pre-planned, scripted.
Yeah, all of it. Yeah.
Bastards.
Speaking of Brian Kendrick, I think this would actually be a pretty decent segue into NXT. I mean,
I was about to say that.
yeah, glad to see that Brian Kendrick is actually back in NXT. That was great seeing him back versus Finn Balor, which he's one of my favourites in NXT right now. I can't get enough of the guy.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a great match. I mean, I didn't watch it, but someone put a very interesting tweet on Twitter about it. I think it might have been you, Aaron.
It was a great match. How surprised were you when Rhino returned the week before?
Yeah, that was crazy. That.
Yeah.
I'm glad to see he's back though. I mean, how old is the guy now? I mean, I'm sure he's in his 40s, isn't he? But it'd be good to see if he's there to put over a lot of the younger talent. I think they need more people like that.
Yeah, definitely. What else was there on NXT?
This week we had Hideo. You really should watch it. I can't stress enough. Right?
Honestly, it just doesn't appeal to me.
Yeah, but you need to watch an episode before you can say that.
I watched it when the Nexus started. When
that wasn't. It's not
that was the terrible NXT concept.
That was great. Did you not like the Nexus? I mean, I didn't like them at the time because they were going against John Cena, but you know.
No, I love Nexus. Right. I didn't like the original NXT. That's what I'm saying.
I tuned in to watch wrestling, not a bunch of divas singing. No, they had a sing off with the male talent as well, didn't they?
They pretty much did everything you could imagine. Like, wasn't there like joke things?
Back when Michael Cole was a top heel and AJ was getting all the theme songs right, and he was proper ripping into her.
Yeah.
It was so great.
I think Michael Cole got to the point during his heel thing where he took it just that bit too far, where he became like someone you really hated, like not just his character, you just hate him.
I hate how on Raw he's always got to have the last word. That annoys me.
That's mainly because he's Vince's mouthpiece.
Yeah,
I know he is, but it's like the other week JBL said something really good, and they could have ended on it. And then he came and went, "It's on Fastlane." I know it was at the Royal Rumble. And he could have just gone, and it's on the WWE Network. And he should have just gone for 9.99. But he didn't, and then it ended.
What are your thoughts on Hideo Itami?
It's got a funny name.
What's so funny about that?
I don't know.
I mean, what do you think of him, Adam?
I like him. He's great. I hope he does the GTS at some point.
I think it's coming. It's definitely going to be coming. I don't know when, but
it's been teased.
Yeah, it's teased a lot.
It's just the current finisher he has, the kick. It just doesn't seem.
Yeah, it's like a single leg drop kick, isn't it?
Yeah.
It just. I mean, the guy has loads of moves, and I'm not sure why that's been given to him or he's chose it as his finisher. But it just. I don't know. It just doesn't seem to work too well.
I'm starting to warm up to Finn Balor's coup de grace as well.
Yeah, I really love that move. My mum's seen it a few times. I mean, she's not a big wrestling fan or anything, but she's seen it, and it's the only move that she's like, how do they do that?
Yeah.
It doesn't hurt. And she's like, she gets really like impressed by it.
Did you not see Brock Lesnar get F5 in Thinger? F5 in the Big Show? God, that was unreal.
I don't believe she did.
Can't believe it. Just watch. That was unreal, that F5.
We had Baron Corbin defeating Ty Dillinger as well in 20 seconds this week. What do you think about Baron Corbin? No, it really wasn't.
Baron Corbin, it's weird. Like they went from having these like 13-second matches, and then they went and he had that match with Neville. It was the week before Rival, wasn't that?
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, it was the qualifying one, wasn't it?
That's right. Yeah. And that was a good match, and then they've gone back to the sort of 30-second matches. Like, I do hope they're going somewhere with him because I personally like him. I think
I think he's got a great character. His entrance is awesome. I feel that he's not really fully comfortable with the gimmick at the minute.
Yeah.
He seems, but of course NXT is developmental, and that's the point of him being there. I mean, I think we forget that sometimes with the quality of the show being as good as it is. But the guy.
How much does he resemble Reigns, though? Like,
it is pretty crazy.
He's got the face.
Yeah, it's pretty mad how much he does.
Why does he only know 3 moves as well?
No,
he knows one move.
You'll like his finisher. It's great. You should watch a clip of it.
I've seen some people say it kind of looks like he's giving himself a rock bottom, which, when you think about it, I suppose it does a bit. But
Yeah.
but it is an awesome move. I do like it myself.
It's going to be one of those moves as well where he can sort of catch people midair with it as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Make some pretty sick spots with it.
Yeah. Shocker of the night, I would say, is Becky Lynch defeated Bayley.
Yeah, and I like both of them, of course.
Yeah.
I was rooting for Bayley, but yeah, that did surprise me.
I was very surprised that Becky won that. I think I like Becky. I feel, again, with her, she's not fully into the character at the minute. It seems a bit forced with her, but...
Yeah, definitely. I'm not going to lie, I actually hate the whole...
Yeah.
Like, I'm doing it now, obviously, this is an MP3 or whatever format, but yeah, I hate the whole headbanging thing.
Yeah, definitely. It's like, I don't know, it feels like it's been a bit shoved onto her, and she's like, yeah, I'll go with this, but I mean, I think it's Alex Riley. Was it Alex Riley, or was it Corey Graves? I think Corey Graves really lays into her about the whole gimmick on commentary sometimes, and
yeah, one of them does.
Yeah, he's really on point with it. Some of the stuff he says about her, it's quite funny to watch that.
I can't wait to see Bayley debut on the main roster, like to take the whole starstruck gimmick to the next level kind of thing.
I'm just worried how they're going to treat her though, with the way they're treating the divas at the minute. It's pretty worrying.
It's bad when superstars would rather stay on NXT than go up to the main roster.
Yeah. We had Kevin Owens as well, with starting the kind of mind game things and attacking Alex Riley on commentary this week as well, which I'm liking that.
He's coming back as well, isn't he?
Yeah.
Well, he has the choice.
Yeah, he has the choice of whether he wants to
What will he do?
Yeah, exactly. I'm glad Alex Riley's getting a bit of a chance. I have always felt it was a bit unfair of how he got demoted to commentary after apparently backstage politics with Cena, but whether we can confirm that or not, I don't know.
No, I can't see that. But I know all the stuff with Cena, but I don't know. I don't think Cena's the type of guy who does something like that. I know it's because I'm a Cena fan, but
yeah, you a Cena fan?
Yeah, do not mention it, mate.
I don't think so, Mike. Oh wow.
I think a lot of things happen. I think he's probably stepped on Vince's toes rather than Cena's. Or, to be fair, if anyone holds a grudge on there, it's probably Triple H who's done it.
Why?
With Riley?
Not with Riley per se, but he holds a lot of grudges. I mean, if he's pissed someone off that Triple H likes, that's when it'll probably happen. It's a bit of a... It's like the whole thing with Mr. Kennedy and stuff, and people like that.
Kennedy.
Yeah,
Kennedy.
Yeah, that guy.
So, I don't think... moving on, I don't think any of you guys watch Lucha Underground, do you?
No.
No, I've kind of...
Isn't that kid show that?
No, not at all, Mike. It's Lucha Libre, like, kind of wrestling. It's a spin-off from the...
Jack Black?
What?
Lucha Libre?
I don't know, was it?
I think so. So I'm just going to IMDb.
We'll call that out.
Yeah, so anyway, I'm kind of a big fan of Lucha Underground now. I've been watching it since its first episode, I think, which was October, November last year. This week there was this guy, right? He's called Aerostar, and honestly, he's so underrated in Lucha Underground. I think he's a brilliant wrestler, and he had a great match this week with a guy called Drago, and he defeated Drago. Yeah.
Is he Russian?
No. Well, anyway, so yeah, he had this match, and it was like a really, really good match. And anyway, they're starting a best of 5 series feud now, which I can't wait to see more of that. Also, there was Cage defeating Prince Puma, who also, I think this Cage guy, right? He's build quality. I would say he's bigger than probably Batista. Like he's a really big, like, built guy.
Yeah.
But in terms of like athleticism, he's just really, it's mind blowing what you can see a guy of his like stance do.
Stature.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's mad. He's a really good guy that can do a lot of crazy things that you wouldn't expect from someone his size, and he's having some great matches at the minute with Prince Puma, and I think them two are definitely at the forefront for leading the company into the future and hopefully opening it up to a bigger audience, because it really deserves it. They're putting out a great product at the minute, and I can't wait to see more people get into Lucha Underground, as I think they're going to take off pretty big in the next year or two.
Hey Adam.
Hey, Mike.
Now you know how it feels when you just talk about NXT.
No, it's interesting.
I find it interesting. I just think I don't know who these people are.
I think by the end of the year, at least one of you guys, especially Adam, I think you'll be into Lucha Underground. I think you'll watch it and like it.
I'm not even into NXT, so I don't know.
We're definitely going to get you into NXT by the end of the year.
It's gotta happen.
It's going to happen. As soon as you watch one episode of it, I guarantee you'll be hooked.
But I tell you what, right? I bet
we say that, but he does skip a lot of matches.
You can't skip anything, right? I tell you what.
This came on because you heard a rumour that I skipped a whole Raw. It was SmackDown that I skipped. That's how it happened. And what else? I skipped a stupid match that happened. In fact, it was a Titus O'Neil match that I skipped. And I was like, this is boring, this. And I was on the phone to someone.
Probably me, let's be honest.
I think it was at the time. And he was like, what are you doing? I was like, I'm watching Raw. He went, I can't hear it when I'm fast forwarding it. And that's how that happened. You bastard. To be fair though, the amount of stuff that you miss when you fast forward in Raw, through the adverts, what I mean.
Yeah.
And it comes back onto it and you don't rewind it.
But it's because you're living your whole life on times 30. You don't do it in sketches.
No, you don't. If you're not doing it in times 30, then... But it'll be 4 AM before I end up finishing Raw.
So overall in this week of wrestling, what do you think of this week?
I haven't watched SmackDown, by the way.
I did watch it. SmackDown was okay.
I think that's the general thing with SmackDown at the minute. It's okay.
It's okay.
It's better than usual, though. It's getting better, a lot better than usual.
It is getting better, and I think, I hate to say it because I look like a massive Brian Mark here, but I think since he's come back, the quality of SmackDown has picked up a lot.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's just because of him.
No, of course not just because of him, but I think he's helped to elevate the show.
Definitely. Like,
ruining it.
I appreciate how SmackDown is being used as a, like, to carry on from what happened at Raw kind of thing.
Yeah. Even though sometimes it's a little unnecessary, but,
Yeah.
It's downright stupid. If you don't watch Raw, then don't. If you want to watch Raw, then watch Raw. Don't make a program just for about a Raw. May as well just be like, what's that show called after Raw?
Which one?
They know we do it after pay-per-views as well. The same thing. What's it called?
I don't know.
The after show.
Right. You mean like on the network?
Yeah.
Oh, the backstage
like the pre and post show thing.
That's what I meant. It's just like SmackDown's just like that now. It's just a bit of a, they should rebrand it and just like do a draft pick, get them on there.
So you want the brand extension to come back?
Yeah, definitely, 100%.
See, this is the thing with the brand extension. When it existed, everyone wanted it to go, and now it seems like people are wanting it back again. So it's a bit mad, really. I don't know what would work best.
If they got rid of SmackDown and did something else,
NXT.
no. What I mean is a new type of show. If you get like, I don't know, some sort of show like SmackDown, but work SmackDown, then fair enough if you're gonna do that. But SmackDown years ago was better than Raw.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
When Booker T was on it, and Batista and The Undertaker, and they had some of the best Raw. It was better than Raw.
I think going even further back than that. I mean, at one point, SmackDown was just fantastic. It was better than Raw constantly, but
But and then they rebrand, and then they did all this, and it was just a bit like, why? Looking back at it, it alienates you from watching SmackDown. Because I used to watch it. I used to watch it I used to stay up like when I was younger, like till 12 o'clock in the morning watching it.
Yeah.
And like I tape it and I don't even watch it.
Yeah, that's the state
I
it's
think
in.
I think it's just a bit of they should rebrand it, get a new title, maybe take a good few. I mean, Brian would be a good push for it because Brian's a SmackDown superstar.
But
Brian,
did he refer to them as that anymore? Because, like you say, there's no brand extension, so is
yeah.
somebody a SmackDown superstar or a Raw superstar?
But I'm talking about the old SmackDown, like in the old
Oh, okay.
SmackDown, he'd suit on that, and that's what they should bring sort of that back.
I see benefits to doing it and not doing it.
I mean, I think I heard Brian in an interview saying something like he wants to turn SmackDown into like its own little show where he can like be at the top of it, and they can have
Yeah.
certain superstars that are like the face of the brand, and I think that'd be a good idea to
If
work
Brian
with,
agrees
really.
with it, then I don't want to do anything to do with it. No, seriously though, if they did do it, it'd create a lot more mic time for smaller people, not smaller people, but make them better people. And it'd be a good way for people from NXT to come onto it and make a big impact.
I think the issue we've got nowadays with a lot of fans is they want everybody to be in the main event.
Yeah,
and there's
definitely.
nothing wrong at all with people being in the mid card. I mean, the Attitude Era is like known for being one of the best periods in wrestling. There, you had a certain number of guys that was main event, and then you had your mid carders that was constant. They'd win the titles, and there was the faces of the mid card, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But it seems like nowadays everyone just wants their favourites to be in the main event.
I think it's more of a case in the mid cards are decided rather than actually. I know they were back then, but now, say that on Raw, no up and comer's ever going to come and beat Cena or beat whoever the champion is at the time. It's not going to happen. I mean, Sheamus did it, but that was quite a few years ago. It's never going to happen anything like that again. Whereas if they rebranded SmackDown, they could have new people from NXT maybe coming in, and then just like making a big impact straight away. Whereas on Raw, you can't really have NXT people main eventing. It doesn't, because it's not really.
Well, I mean, to be fair, that isn't really the point with NXT, to be honest. I mean, as much as people like to refer to it as the better show, I mean, the be-all, end-all is its development, and none of them guys are going to immediately jump onto Raw and be in the main event, but it's just how things go, really, I suppose.
But, I mean, like, they should be doing more like that. They should be having a few more who can just come on and,
I think one of the main problems is WWE, or creative or whoever, they tend to drop the ball with people a bit too quickly. I mean, that's one of the main dangers of being up.
Well, Vince hasn't got too many days left. You can't spend it, wasting time with nobodies.
It's been the problem with a lot of the NXT guys, like Bo Dallas. They dropped the ball pretty quickly with him. Adam Rose.
You hated Bo Dallas, didn't you, Aaron?
It was the thing with him
you
was...
You weren't a Bo believer.
I wasn't a Bo leaver at all. I hated the whole gimmick he did before the Bo leave thing. I just hated the guy, and it kind of...
You didn't find it hilarious when he'd run around the ring, and then they'd show it...
It grew on me, that was the thing with it. He grew on me eventually, but I was still getting over the whole thing of before he had this gimmick in NXT, and I didn't like him then, but he grew on me, he did.
You notice how when they showed the victory lap in slow motion, you could see like all his belly fat jiggling. So disgusting.
Always like all the water from his head just going everywhere on the fans.
Yeah, definitely. I think we need to mention the ladder match which has been announced at WrestleMania with Barrett defending against multiple opponents.
That could, depending on how many opponents and who is in it, that could potentially steal the night.
I honestly think it will.
Let's face it, Barrett's become a jobber.
Not yet, he hasn't. Not a proper one.
He's become a champion jobber.
He's been booked terrible as the IC champion, and which seems to be the curse of the title at the minute. Everyone that holds it seems to be booked terribly. I hate this thing that they're doing at the minute where when you're champion, you lose all the time on TV, and then when it gets to pay-per-view, you suddenly win. I don't get that.
It's like... I don't know how to describe it, but he is a jobber now. In my eyes, like
in your eyes, in your knowledge of knowing what the word jobber meant.
I know, yeah.
Week.
Well, no, but I knew he lost every week. It's no difference.
I mean, he's not exactly a jobber. I mean, a jobber is someone like Zack Ryder that you never see, and then when he is on, he never wins. But
should Zack Ryder have beat the streak? That's the real question.
Wait, he should have beat Bo Streak.
No, I meant Rusev streak. He should be the one now.
What?
He should just be pushed to beat Thingy's streak. How good would that be if Zack Ryder beat his streak?
With the right build, it would have been, but out of the blue, it would have been.
No, of course not. But he just comes on and just like, all the woo woo, and he just gets to Rusev and he beats him.
The thing that's really heartbreaking about Zack Ryder is the fact that he got himself over, and they're always told to reach for the brass ring, and then basically
the brass ring.
Yeah, well, that's what Vince always loves to say, doesn't he? Reach for the brass ring. Ryder did that. He made his own YouTube show, got himself over, reached the top, and then what did they do to him? They just completely shoved him out of the whole storyline picture. Literally shoved it. Yeah.
But I don't know how they end up doing it, because Cena was pushing him, and if Cena's pushing someone, then
Cena pushed him all right when he kissed his girlfriend.
Cena's a right dick in that feud. I don't even care.
Why was he a dick in that feud? He pushed him, he got him a championship opportunity.
He stole his girlfriend.
Mate, if Cena's that big, he stole Dolph Ziggler's girlfriend. Who gives a shit?
He didn't really steal Dolph's girlfriend.
Yeah.
It was kind of the whole thing with AJ was jumping from man to man, whatever. But
oh yeah, now she's with Punk. She's not actually landed on her ass. With that quieter.
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 I love when people tweet that to him. You're a quieter. It's like, oh god.
And then it's like, you are, and it's quitter. Yes, it is.
Did you see his recent tweet? Someone said, your wife's awesome, and he put, like, she is, isn't she? I should totally marry her.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, I love Punk's sense of humour. He seems a pretty cool guy, even though he's just known
I think he's a bit of a thingy as well, Punk. I do. You know what though? This is weird because I love Punk when he was on ECW. I liked him.
Long hair.
Yeah, when he first came out, he had the he still had the Pepsi's tattoo, but that was like sort of the thing about him. It was, I don't know why. But,
he was the guy with the Pepsi time.
Yeah, and then I don't know why, there was a point where I just started hating him.
And could you not define when that point was?
I can't define when. I didn't like the straight. It was just before the Straight Edge Society, and I stopped liking him. Then.
How did you not like him?
Yeah,
that was like his arguably best work he's done in WWE.
It was just like, oh, come on, what are you doing? Get a grip.
I'll tell you what he was doing. He was being like the best heel in the company at the time.
He was brilliant.
He was legit hated.
I remember I went to a house show, and he was. I think he was fighting Ray. It was during the WrestleMania 26 time.
Yeah.
And at the house show, he came out, and there was this kid I was on the floor, and there was this kid right next to the railings, and he was booing Punk on his dad's shoulders. And Punk, for the entire duration of his theme song, literally his theme song ended, he stood staring at this kid, taunting him, and then just staring right into the eyes of this kid, not even then doing anything. And he was just such an awesome heel. And then he got in the ring, and I think he cut a promo about how England was shit and all this stuff. And the guy, I mean, he was brilliant when he did the Straight Edge Society stuff. I mean, I just think he's one of the best ever, to be honest.
Definitely.
She's quieter.
It's kind of an injustice. Go on.
I didn't mind when he left. When he left, I was just and that podcast came out, and it was just like, oh, woe is me, look what happened to me, look what this happened to me, and then that happened to me. It's just like, there's a lot of people who got shit on a lot worse than you.
Yeah, true.
He didn't get shit on that much. I think he's good. He's one of the best, but I just think he just thought I'm the best and I should get what I want.
The thing that you have to put into perspective, which has only just come up on me, what I've just realised, you have to think the guy was there doing some of the best work of anybody on the roster, and he never got a main event at WrestleMania. Then this year you've got a guy he's not really done much in his career, Roman Reigns, obviously, and he's getting the main event.
This is all Punk's fault. Should have chose someone better for the Shield that he created.
He didn't actually want Reigns in there. He wanted.
Ah, come on.
No, honestly, he wanted.
Yeah, that's right. He wanted. Forgot his name.
Chris Hero, Cassius Ohno.
That's it.
Yeah. whatever you want to refer to him as. He wanted him in the original Shield, but Vince wanted his guy in, so that was Roman. See how that turned out. I mean, I liked him in the Shield.
I prefer Shield 2.0. I've got to be honest with you.
Hipster.
You know Shield 2.0 is a lot better.
What about Shield 3.0?
That's just full of hard bastards.
I would not fuck with those guys.
No, I wouldn't either. Shield 2.0 with J&J Security. I love them guys. They're brilliant.
They're just funny. They're like the Chuckle Brothers.
They're just so good. I mean, they're brilliant. The stuff they do together is great.
Don't worry about that.
I think someone caught on video. It's on YouTube at Fastlane. It didn't get caught on camera, but J&J Security. I think it was Noble was carrying. He dragged Mercury all the way up the ramp just by his arm, like after he got knocked. Was it Fastlane? He got knocked out. When was that? Was it? Was it Fastlane or was it Raw? No, it was Fastlane, wasn't it?
It was Fastlane.
Yeah, Noble dragged Mercury all the way up the ramp, straight into the back, just dragging him by his arm, and the cameras didn't pick up on that. And I was like, oh, I wish they'd have done that. It was pretty cool guys, them too.
Yeah, cool.
It's hard to believe they were like Eminem. Well, Mercury was, yeah.
One was,
and Jamie Noble was the guy that Sheamus killed.
Do you remember when Matt Hardy and Jeff Hardy did the ladder trick?
Oh, I was just thinking about that. That was so grim.
That was mental.
And he broke his nose.
Johnny Nitro still nearly won it. That was the weirdest thing about that match. I remember that so vividly. It was like a 3-man. It was like a 6-way tag match, wasn't it, or an 8-way?
Something like that,
yeah.
And,
I think it was four different tag teams. I think.
Yeah, I think it was, wasn't it?
And he still nearly won.
That was a Teddy Long classic. It was Teddy Long Christmas special.
Tag team match.
Leia? Oh, I miss him. I love the JBL and Cole show back when he used to have his own little...
Yeah, when he had his little segment on there, yeah.
And he went on the strike and he was saying, I'm not going to holler until I get my $1.
Yeah.
It sounds like Ariane.
What was that?
Just a Total Divas joke, never mind.
Oh, no one watches Total Divas.
To be fair, I used to... I don't know, I think... I watched it. I loved the first season, and then some bastard spoiled it for me. I don't know who that was. He might be in this conversation right now. Some heartless bastard spoiled it.
I think that was Adam, wasn't it?
You mean someone told you that it was scripted, just like the show? Well, how could you not have realised that?
Exactly.
You know what though? The worst bit is like I pick up on that a lot, and for some reason in the show I did not pick up on it. And then it was during the second season when. Who was it now? Someone slapped Summer Rae slapped Natalia.
Summer Rae, yeah.
And it was like they had cameras in her house already. I was like, oh god, they must have anticipated this. Geniuses, they should have warned Natalia. And then the side she slapped her on, it was the other side that got hurt. Like, God, she's got some massive armour to knock her side that much that the other side hurts.
I realised how scripted it was when Eva Marie decided to go red. And not blonde, like she was asked to do.
Yeah.
That's probably true, that, knowing her. She's pretty, what's the word?
Rebellious.
No, thick as fuck, I think, more of the term.
I just don't see...
Dumb as fuck.
I can't see, somebody on their first day doing that. Like, not obeying that rule.
Some people are quite arrogant about stuff like that.
E.g.?
Me? No, I'm not.
Well, guys, I think we're about done for this week, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's been a slow week.
It's been a slow week in the world of wrestling. I think we'll have more to talk about next week when
definitely. And we'll
unfolds.
We'll actually do the review a bit closer to when the show happened as well.
Yeah, we'll...
All fresh in our mind kind of thing.
Yeah, we'll try and push this podcast out a bit earlier next week, because with it being the first week, we wanted to see how things go, and it was difficult getting into this, but if we hope you guys come back next week. Thanks.
So we hope both of you who listen to this are watching it, are listening next week.
Well, if you did like the podcast anyway, thank you for listening. You can follow us on Twitter and Facebook at Killswitch UK. And yeah, we'll be back next week with the show.
We will.
We will indeed. All right.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks for listening.
You've been listening to the 3 Count Podcast. Be sure to tune in next week for more weekly wrestling roundup.